Did you just say why are God and God here?
Yeah, I did.
Alrighty.
Okay, should I disable my little rage thing right now?
Yes, disable your rage thing. Last time, we fought an ancient artifact, the gramophone, the linchpin to the reason why the two groups had been against each other for so many years. It had shown your past, the many calamities you guys have suffered through, and it had offered you each a choice. But all of you were stronger emotionally, mentally, and in the end, physically, to defeat the gramophone.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot I should bring. Nah, I'm not gonna bring them. And by the time
Hey,
Oh, well, there
You-
was your only 20 for the
it's
campaign.
gonna be a good night.
I'm actually gonna take those 3 rolls since you guys are doing that.
Shit.
But by the end of it, a burst of magic blinded you, and you were unconscious. That's a lot of clicking.
Yeah.
Furious typing.
Matthew, I can
Yes.
use some of these notes.
Hey, how you doing?
You wake up first,
All right.
and you feel hard wood on your back as you're laying on the ground. You stare
Okay.
up into the stars, swirling, thousands of them. Way more than you've normally seen anywhere on Earth. What's your first reaction? You do feel rocking as you stare up.
What's the wood on my back? Is it my quarterstaff, or is it like I feel like I'm laying on a plank of wood?
You feel like you're laying on a floor of many planks of wood.
I'm just gonna get up.
You sit up.
Gonna roll over on my side and stand myself up.
You roll over and you see your allies still unconscious, laying on their backs as well. And as you roll over,
Do I have my staff?
you have everything you had on you.
I'm gonna tap Mint and Borman with the
Okay.
staff.
Yeah, you poke them, and the two of you start to wake up as well and see this and feel
Get
the
up.
hard wooden floor underneath
Get up.
you.
I don't know where we are. Get up.
You hear the sounds
This is no place to die.
you hear the sounds of waves as
Borman lays back on his side. Like 5 more minutes.
1 minute. You feel, or you hear and feel the sound of waves hitting the sides of your boat of this, and you realize you're on a galleon. As splashes of water fly over the sides of what you can now see as the edges of the boat. But this water is different. It's green and it sparkles.
I'm gonna take a minute to observe my surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Alex would have come to the conclusion that there's a bunch of stars he does not recognize.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a boat, and it seems to be in a sea of stars and green. Are we in the cosmic sea?
The celestial sea, yes.
The celestial sea, yeah.
That you have come to that conclusion. And as you're looking,
Meanwhile, it's just like,
as you're looking around, you see many people in pirate and sailor garb, but they have that swirling celestial energy that makes up parts of their bodies and clothes. And all of you hear, "Ahoy! It seems our new passengers are finally awake." And if you look in the direction of the voice, you see this man, but his coat, his captain's coat and hat are what envelop in that cosmic energy.
oh, I remember that game.
I took an interesting picture. Don't worry about it.
Because I remember I played it once.
He is humanoid, and he walks down from his captain's deck to you. It'd be unusual to see folks like you drifting out in the sea.
How did we get here?
Beats me.
The
We
last
picked
thing
you
I
up.
remember was, oh God, what happened?
Do
Borman, get up, sanity check. What
do,
what
do you
happened?
do you
I
all want to
don't
make
remember.
do you all want to make me an intelligence check? History, no, flat intelligence, I'll say, because this
Oh.
was a shock to the senses.
Okay.
Oh.
John just straight up say no. Did I hear that
All
right?
the time playing.
John, roll me an intelligence check. All of you. Okay, 18. 8, there it is. Borman.
Yes, we're doing fine.
You should all remember what my intelligence
Yeah, I
modifier
know.
is.
Borman, the last thing you remember is the sensation of drifting along in the sea is the last thing you remember, John. The rest of you start. Matthew, it comes to you much faster, but Jazz, it eventually comes to you as well. You guys start to remember
Jacob Milligan, I said thank you for wishing me happy birthday yesterday.
You start to remember the last events. You remember the gramophone. You remember seeing everybody's pasts. You remember seeing your own past and an option into a different future, which is all bullshit. You know this now.
Mhm.
As it's clear now, you're out of the illusion that was all bullshit.
Mhm.
And Matthew, you start to remember you're missing 2 people. The 2 people who went into that plantation with you are not here.
Fuck.
It's just the 3 of you.
You've not seen an Asimar and Kobold, have you?
Nay, I saw the 3 of ye floating on that big guy over there,
What
adrift
big
in the
guy?
sea. He points over at Borman. You were using him as a life raft.
Or just get the look of pardon.
Big guy, you're buoyant. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, pigs do float. What do you know?
How close is Born?
I'm not going there.
To Alex, I mean, you guys are probably about 2 arms. Like, you could touch fingers if you stretched your arms across the
Cool.
board.
Borman punches Alex in the shoulder.
He gets up and just. All right.
While this is going on, can I drink a health potion?
You want to, yeah, you want to get up and go ahead and drink a potion.
That'd be
Mint just sits up and drinks a potion. She doesn't even stand.
That's like your first reaction. Yeah, you still.
It's.
I mean, that would hit Alex. I mean, you're not hitting him to hurt him. It's just a bop.
Actually, how long have we been out?
I'm gonna go ahead and drink another one.
You don't know how long you've been out.
Out of game, how long have I been out? Because otherwise, Mage Armor is still up, and that didn't hit.
I mean, let's see here. Roll me highs or lows, Matthew.
I'll go highs.
Highs. Yes, you. Borman goes to hit, and it's blocked by a magical energy force. You haven't been out for that long. At least with the weird time distortion bullshit of shifting planes, it doesn't seem like you've been out for very long.
Well, doesn't seem like it's been that long. You've only been gone for 8 hours.
Or
less.
The captain looks at you. You know, I see you've been through a bit of a ringer, but I can't exactly give anybody free passage on this boat. If we're going to get you along to where you're going to need to work. The name's Titanus, captain of the Star Strider.
Major. I extend a hand.
He takes your hand and shakes it, and even though he's at your level, well, not really, depending on how tall your character, he's a bit taller, but even though, he's a normal being's height to you, he has a presence of something much, much bigger.
Kind of like
Yes.
kind of like Abigail and Christopher.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, there's some names I need to ask you if sound familiar, if you don't mind.
He gets up and
The names
helps you guys up as well.
Abigail and Christopher mean anything to you?
He rubs his chin in thought.
They went.
They are their celestials.
Yeah, they fell into the celestial sea. I guess a couple eons ago, before our planet was ever made.
The seas are quite difficult things to navigate if you don't know what you're doing. Many celestials have gotten caught and adrift, sent to many other planes.
I thought I'd ask. Maybe y'all are related. Y'all look the same.
Hey,
But
I mean, he looks at you, he gives you a look. You Earthplaners, if I asked you if you knew every single one of them, wouldn't that be rude of me?
I mean, it'd be a valid question. Clearly, you're on a whole other level dimension of existence than I am. I'm just asking simple questions of familiarity.
He does that thing where he lifts his cap up and runs his hand through his hair. I guess. Well, y'all from
Old
the
Alex.
huh?
I said racist old Alex.
Y'all from the Earth realm, I see. Well, lucky for ye, I know how to get there. There's a doorway held by a guardian. If you work for me, I can sail you there.
What do you need done?
He points, manning many of the different stations and things like that. There's many things I could get a extra hand and just ask somebody. My first mate is around. He has many things said and done. We're actually about to stop at a island soon in the sea. We need to stock up on some supplies. Any of you folks have any specific allegiance to any celestials or beings from here?
That I know of. I'm not too familiar with the Celestial Sea.
Aye.
Quick question. This is a plane of existence, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I may have a way off of this rotten tub. No offense.
He raises an eyebrow.
I'm gonna pull out.
Spellcaster, eh?
Yeah, something of the sort. I'm gonna pull out my grandfather's tome.
You pull out your grandfather's tome.
Oh wait, no, I can't because I hucked it in the fire.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you did.
I'm gonna pull out my second spell book then.
Okay.
All right. I tell you what, if you can get us to that island, I can get us out of your hair. I have a spell in here called Dimension Door. I can only take one person with me at a time, unfortunately, so I need a place of permanence to be able to actually come back to. Lest I attempt to come back to the ship for a second trip to grab my friend Borman or Minth here, and I end up in the sea.
I see. The dimension door. Hey, John, what? Your character's medium. Never mind.
Yeah, medium.
Yeah. That's gonna
As long
be.
as they can consent, I can bring them with me.
That is an interesting idea, and that ain't something I'm going to say no to. But considering it's. But if you fail it, then you have a welcome space aboard the ship. We did rescue you, after all.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Although we do need to return back to the Earth realm
Yeah, understood.
as soon as possible, to be honest with you.
And I'm going to get you there as soon as I can once we get supplies. If
I appreciate
you're
it.
still stuck here.
I appreciate it.
All of you feel pain and ache, mental mostly, from this last thing. You feel achy physically from the blast of magic, but you're able to help with many of the chores around the boat.
Just another Tuesday.
And just another Tuesday. And because you have to do this physical labor, you all have the chance to get a short rest in, but only a short rest.
Okay.
you. Short rest still restores health, though, right?
You have to roll hit die for it. So you have hit die equal to your level, and they are whatever you roll. So it's a D8 for you. You have what, like 8 D8s of health?
It should be 7.
7?
Or unless you're
Eight.
leveled up.
8 because we're level 8.
What?
He's 8.
Because we leveled up. We leveled up before the
Before the gramophone.
before the fight with the gramophone.
Yeah.
Jazz forgot to level herself up.
I think she did health. I think she just forgot to put the number as a.
Yeah, I think I leveled up. I just forgot to change the actual level.
Yeah. So, if you need to use hit die, you can. If you
So
need,
it's hit die plus her
Here.
con, or
it is
Don't.
hit die is
Don't
not
worry about
up
it,
to your
Mint.
con.
Here.
Does not add your con.
Minth, just take this, and I'm gonna hand her my potion of superior healing.
Oh.
No. Don't worry about
No.
it. I still
We
got
don't
more.
need it anymore. This was for the gramophone. We're fine. Drink it.
I still also got 3 greater health potions and 3 minor, so I'm fine.
Stubborn ass. Borman?
John, he's offering you his supreme healing potion or superior. Yeah, because supreme's so fucking expensive.
Norman waves it off.
Fair enough. So, is nobody gonna heal
I'm
themselves
taking
up?
a short rest.
Oh, you're taking. Oh, yeah, you're gonna take a short rest. It's just you need to roll your hit die if you're gonna take health from it.
Yeah.
During my short rest, I'm going to drink more potions. God damn.
I'll just give myself back 3 health there if you don't mind.
That's fine. Alrighty.
Plus 3. Actually, I'll do another. Why not?
Let's see here. I'm just looking at some stuff.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I'll use 4 of my hit dice to bring me back up to full.
Okay, cool.
I'll probably roll one more.
Okay. A 2.
And on a short rest, I got my spell slots back. Yay!
All right, Jazz. You're finally at better health as you lose so many healing potions.
I just used all of my minors. It's fine.
You know, I have 5 of those still.
How many of you are used to manning a boat?
No.
Alex's
fair.
town was not a port town, and though he was a jack of all trades, never worked on a boat.
I
think I'm
do
gonna
proficiency in vehicles, but for land.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take one of my hit die as well.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
I'm not familiar with boats, but I'm familiar with the arcane. Would that help me at all?
Not really. Well, Matthew, you
Oh.
try to go to help out the navigator, which you see is the first mate, and he looks at you. Is like, "Oh, so you must be the pickup."
Yeah, I can tell you which way is north at all times.
I don't know if your earthly ways are gonna work.
It's that
as
way,
well.
and I'm gonna point at north.
He looks and he looks at his tools.
Earthly north. Anyway.
He looks and he looks at his tools, and he looks back at you and he raises an eyebrow like,
I don't suppose I can lend a hand, or is that not north for this plane?
No, it's not.
Did I just point west or east?
You pointed southeast.
All right, I can work with that.
I'll
Let
just
me
let
see
you
your
know.
compass right quick, and I just kind of take a look at it. All right, I've memorized north.
You take a look at the compass, and the compass just freaks out when you touch it. Like
No, I'm not touching it. I'm just
you
looking
just
at
look at it. Okay. Yeah, you look at it, and you see it pointing the north in this realm.
it. Gotcha.
He looks like, so. I hear you're good with the arcane.
With the what?
With the arcane.
Yes, I am. Quite skilled, actually.
I think we could use some help.
Okay.
Sometimes we've got to hit through a rough patch of magic. The sea is strange in this world. If you could concentrate some like anti-magic field at the front of the ship, so we can charge through if we hit a particularly rough patch, that would be wonderful.
All right. I guess I can do something like that.
Okay.
And because Alex doesn't have the spell counterspell, Alex is just gonna go up and imbue his hands with necromancy
So, okay.
and just stand ready to kill any spell that comes up to him.
He looks at you. He's like, "I'm Malekith, by the way. Please, pleasure to meet
Nice
you."
to meet you, Malekith. Alexander Dahl.
He doesn't. The name doesn't register anything, but he gives you a polite nod of, you giving him.
If
his
you ever
name.
find yourself in the Earth realm, that name may carry weight. If you ever need anything, feel free to use it.
So okay,
Happy
Matthew,
to lend
I want
reputation there.
you walk up to the front of the boat.
hmm
I want you to roll me an intelligence check.
An intelligence check, or do you want me to make an Arcana check?
Oh. We'll do Arcana.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do Arcana.
Jazz, I know you well enough to.
That's a 27.
So, even though like you're not quite sure what the hell you're doing, you kind of you've thought of an idea, and your idea is after sensing the type of magic that's in the air and the celestial magic that you're gonna generate a similar field of magic, kind of like two magnets,
hmm
where you use the similar poles to dispel and
To
reflect
repulse
it
each other.
and repulse each other.
hmm
We'll come back to this later as you're figuring this out.
All right.
Borman, you're approached by a few of the crewmen and is like, "You're a big guy, ain't you?"
Yeah.
"All right, good. Come down below deck. We need some help moving some supplies around." And they immediately lead you down below deck. And you see, cannonballs, caskets of gunpowder, crates of large supplies, and things like that. And they're gonna have you carrying that around. Jazz, you're approached by a few of the people. Actually, the guy from the it's not the bird's nest. Is it the bird's nest?
Crow's nest.
Crow's nest. That was close. Zips down on a rope. And he looks at you, and he kind of gives you like a full scan. You a roguish type, right? A lot of us are roguish types.
Of course.
We'll need
He's
your
a
help.
roguish type. No roguish type.
We'll probably need your help tying some knots. Things that you can do with dexterously with your hands. You think you can handle that?
Of course.
Alrighty. So, magic hands.
John.
So for the three of you, I want you to make.
They're going up to the
different.
crow's nest alone with Jazz's magic hands. Or a crow's nest coon.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. So for the three of you, I want you to make each 3 separate checks. So John is going to be a strength check, Jazz is going to be a dexterity check, and Matthew is going to be making me a constitution check.
Oh, I'm glad I improved my constitution.
So the 3 of you make 3 of each of those checks.
Gotcha.
Oh,
8.
Ugh, oh.
They can't all be winners.
No, they cannot.
I did really well with that Arcana check, but holding it up
so
is
you got to
gonna
roll
be a
2 more
problem.
times, or
No, I want each of you to roll, like, in phases. Ooh, that's good. Jazz and John. John, you're moving like the fucking wind, man. Like the wind of the sea has just picked up your sails and you're just fucking going, moving these things. Like you're below deck and you still feel it. Jazz, you're tying knots. Mostly, it's actually you're patching up a lot of the sail, like keeping the ropes tight. You've actually moved on to doing some patchwork and things like that. And Matthew, you weren't ready for this. And you knew that. But you're going to do everything you could to help out. And you hit a particularly rough patch, and it rocks the boat pretty hard. I need Matthew needs to make his Constitution check first this time. Like I know he did it last time, but he needs him
14.
14. You even it out, and even though everybody else started to feel that rock hit pretty hard, they're able to keep their legs and keep from tripping over themselves. The other 2 can make their checks at regular. So, Jazz and John make your 2 checks at regular. Okay.
Alex Dahl, number 1. Start off slow, finish strong.
You're able to keep it even for the most part, but Jazz, you slip a bit, and you had to catch yourself. So, right now, you're working at this at an angle you're not quite sure how safe it is right now. Jazz, make me the first dexterity
They
check.
pulled together strong.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. You're able to keep yourself held together and get that going. John, you're carrying these, but you're kind of stumbling a little bit as you're still a little achy. The stuff is pretty heavy, even for you. Like you're trying to help. With that first one, you caught it like the wind and you're carrying like 2 crates at once, but you're starting to feel it now. I need you to roll me a strength check. Or roll me your strength check.
Hey Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question.
Oh no. Yes.
While I'm doing this,
Yeah.
are any of the crew around me like speaking in Celestial?
In the front, there doesn't seem to be. If you pulled away some focus from what you're doing, you could hear some people talking to each other closer to the mast.
Would that be giving myself disadvantage?
Yes, it would. But I feel like after what John, you stumble a bit and you kind of trip and fall into a pile of cannonballs. And you're gonna take. I'll do a D10. You take 5 bludgeoning damage.
I'll tell you what, I'll take some focus away from what I'm doing.
You'll take some
see if I
focus
can't
away.
catch anybody speaking Celestial.
Yeah. Do you want to take some focus away?
Yeah,
you-
I'll take some focus away.
What do you like? You're just trying to listen to what they're talking about.
I'm listening specifically for fuck these guys, or any sign of like they intend us harm or ill will. Alex is paranoid, so he doesn't know these people. He speaks Celestial.
Yeah,
so.
you listen in and you hear some of the crew like questioning what their captain's idea is, picking up some stranded. Like he does. Apparently, he does this all the time.
I see.
and that they're going to keep an eye on you guys because they've had their issues with people that have been pretty dickish about being rescued in the past. But they're not like outwardly hostile, they're just cautious.
Okay.
So roll me that
Con save at
Constitution
disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
15.
You,
Not bad. Not
even
bad.
though you pulled it away, you were able to keep your focus fairly strong on it. And even though, like, you're worried about the pressure on your magical energy, you notice that it's keeping the boat good. And all of you
Okay.
make it to the destination. John took a little bit of damage, Jazz almost took some damage, and Matthew almost took some damage.
Matthew almost got knocked off the boat.
You get to land, and they lower the ramp to let people on board, and a bunch of them peel off to go and get supplies. And when you get there, it feels like any other port town. But at the same time, you know, the buildings have that air of celestial energy through it. The people, of course, are celestials. And everything is just starry, is the best description I can give it. The trees are starry, the rocks are starry, the buildings are, the food. It kind of hurts to look at a little bit. You're not used to it. And Titanus catches the three of you. If you all fail your attempts here, we'll be shoving off at about supper time. He points at a planet that has 2 suns and 3 moons. Once that goes over the horizon.
Tatooine?
What?
Kidding, Tatooine doesn't have moons.
Once that goes over the horizon, we'll be setting off.
Good to know. Now, here's where things get a little risky.
I'm
gonna pop my knuckles and crack my neck. Alright, who wants to go first?
That risk.
I'm letting y'all know now this is a one-way trip.
Which one of you is more eager to get back out of the 2 of you?
Foreman steps forward.
Fair enough.
Foreman, listen very carefully. When we get to Earth, reject the spell.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna hold out a hand for him to take it.
Foreman takes it.
Okay. What level is Dimension Door?
Dimension Door is a 4th level spell.
Okay. I just had to... okay, that's for my own thing.
I have 2 of these that I can use.
Matthew, I want you to make me a Constitution saving throw, and you have to beat your spell save.
So, here's the thing about Dimension Door.
Yeah? No, I know.
Yeah, it's a teleport from your current location
I
to
know.
any other spot within range. But when you do so, you travel through another realm.
Yeah, I know. But you're also...
Oh, because I'm forcing the... Okay.
Because you're casting it in a realm that you're not from.
Right. I'm not... Okay, I should clarify. I'm
Yes.
not trying to go from here to Earth.
Oh.
I'm trying to go from where I'm standing to 2 feet next to me and blinking through Earth in the process. Dimension Door is like a hole in space.
How does Dimension Door work?
What I do is I transcend through other realms and then back up into this realm.
Is that
So
how
what
that
I'm
works?
doing is I'm transcending through this realm to go
I
to
see
Earth realm, dropping John, and then coming back to this one.
Exactly the point desired. You can see... oh, okay, you don't have plane shift. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't have planar shift. I have
No,
Dimension Door.
I'm still gonna say that because you're doing you're doing an interesting trick with this one.
All right.
Because like I don't think Dimension Door exactly talks about Yeah, it's just you're traveling through the third dimension. Yeah, if you're doing a really fancy trick with this, how this
I'm
one
doing
works.
something really risky because if this fucks up, I can tear myself into pieces across multiple planes of reality.
Exactly. So I'm still I'm still gonna make you do a Constitution check against your spell save DC.
All right, if that's the case, Borman, hold this. I'm giving Borman my wand.
Oh.
My spell DC drops by 2.
Okay.
So now I have to be a 16
Okay.
instead of an 18. Here goes nothing.
Mm-hmm.
10.
You attempt it, and the dimension door starts to form, but the gateway collapses almost instantly the moment it gets to full height. Not width, but height. You know how like a tear rips open vertically and then horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
And it does a burst of radiant energy. Matthew and John, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Damn, you hate me.
Okay. John, you're going to take half of this. But it's not much. Matthew, you take 13 radiant damage. And John takes 6.
Right?
And you're basically doing this at port, right?
Yeah.
You do that, and you see a bunch of the Celestials that are walking by, just kind of like, ooh.
One more time.
One more time. You know the drill. John, are you still gonna take his hand to do this? Okay. Matthew, do this one with
8.
advantage. Oh,
Oh, okay. 13.
13.
Fails.
You do it again, and it does fail. But this time, in the deepest recesses of your mind, you hear a voice that is deep and billowing, and it, how dare you? And
Do I recognize the voice?
you recognize it's in Celestial. And the portal snaps and shatters again. Both of you make me another dexterity saving throw.
Oh, dexterity,
Concent-
not concentration?
Or no, yeah, sorry, Constitution. Sorry, yeah, you're right. My
Okay.
brain just another 13. And John another 6. Wow.
I don't know why.
First
You're playing the barbar strings.
first verse same as the second verse same as the first. Matthew takes 11, John takes 5. And that's it. You attempted it. You do it a second time, and the crowd is just ooh again, but louder.
That's both my 4th level spell slots. I can't try it again until I get another rest.
Mm-hmm.
Mind if I get my wand back, Borman?
Or my hands it to you.
That's it. You tried it. Jazz, I'm sure you're not just watching them, but also kind of perceiving the area as well.
Of course.
I want you to make me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, 23. Jazz, you're looking around, like, you see it happen the first time, and you kind of look away, and you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, so your eyes are going other places, and you kind of look up to, and realize it's kind of like, this island is more like a hill. Like, it's built in the way where there's a point in the middle, and it sprawls out, kind of like a mountain, but it's not as steep as a mountain. And when you look up to the top, you see a house with a stone raven sitting on top of it.
Raving.
Oh.
Do you want to roll me a history check?
My history is not very good, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Pretty good to me.
You recognize the symbol of the raven is very significant among a certain deity whose power you've come across in the past. As one of the first magical items you dealt with had to deal with their power, the power of the Raven Queen.
Oh.
And after you realize this, Alex fails his second dimension door. So what are y'all doing?
I'm gonna point out that symbol to Alex.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, and what do you say about it? What's your reaction?
Yeah, John. I know I get the spell slots back on a short rest.
As a wizard?
Yeah. Arcane recovery.
Oh, yes. I know Warlock does it.
I'm sorry. I'm brain farting right now. Everything you just said has left my mind. What was significant about the symbol?
It was the symbol of the Raven Queen.
Well, considering that last attempt just ended about as great as the first one did, and I heard a voice in Celestial ask me, "How dare I think we owe her a visit."
Are you sure she's not just going to kill us where we stand?
Well, let's be honest. We can take the ship and get home, maybe, or we can go talk to a god.
If I gotta seduce a god, I'll do it.
Should know that the Raven Queen doesn't fall for such tricks.
I don't have an image of the Raven Queen, so I'm gonna just describe her as best I can when you get up there.
And I'm just gonna pick myself up and very kind of like defeatedly brush off my robes and start heading up that way.
So I'm guessing all of you start heading up towards the top of the hill. And you know, the closer you get, the less and less celestial civilization is around. It's as if the gods have. You're kind of piecing things together about how this realm works, right? Like, there's a whole ass civilization on this archipelago, and because you can see off in the distance a bit, there's some more of these similarly built islands, and the celestial citizens live around the base, around the ports and stuff. But you can kind of piece together that the gods all have a house on top of each of the hills. And you get up there, and the stone crow is large and menacing. And as you step up, it comes to life and looks at you with glowing eyes. Who are you? And why have you come into our presence?
Your dull human desperation.
Anybody else want to say something other than what Alex said?
Minth, succubus. I just want to go home.
It stares at Borman, waiting for his answer.
I'm gonna nudge Borman.
Don't lie to a god. Only in.
Foreman, Hogfolk. Want to go home as well?
The bird ceases to move, and the doors start to open. It seems welcoming enough. There's some candlelight.
I'm gonna turn them in. Well, she's willing to talk to us. I'm just gonna walk in.
It's at least a start, and I'm gonna walk in.
You all walk in, and the house is like... from the outside, it looks like, menacing and stone and things like that. It's beautifully constructed, and when you get inside, it changes to a log cabin aesthetic. Comfortable. And there is a woman in a dark green robe, like dark green, like seaweed, the color of like seaweed. Is like the best way I can explain it. With a scythe and a raven perched on her chair. She's drinking a glass of tea. It's strange for people from your realm to show up here, and at my door, no less.
Well, weren't exactly trying to. We have no idea how we got here. One minute we were fighting a gramophone imbued with the magic of sentience. And next thing we know, after I struck the dragon down, woke up here.
You
Now,
are
in the ocean and drifting atop Orman.
You are an interesting trio. You've escaped my grasps a few times now. Adventurers I keep a tab on because I never know when I have to quite get their souls.
But
Please sit. Make yourself comfortable.
with all due respect, ma'am, we're not here to be comfortable. We need to go home. We need to go home now.
And I understand. But there's an issue with that.
What seems to be the...
I traverse through the astral plane. And I can only access your plane through it. I see you, but you cannot see me. And I see the souls of those who have departed and take them on to the afterlife. Now, Alex, I saw you try to use Dimension Door. It was an interesting tactic on the way you did that. Many deities, many of us, would condemn you for that, but I find the ingenuity charming.
Well, it was only supposed to get these two home.
But I heard it too. You angered him.
Yep.
Understandably so. You've angered the gatekeeper. He's usually there to keep those of ill will from traversing back and forth through the celestial and material planes, but you've gotten here unorthodox ways. I wouldn't be surprised if you would have to face him before leaving.
It's likely. Before we continue, there were two others that came with us. An Asimar named Danielle and a kobold named Thatcher. Have you taken them?
I know of them, yes. Thatcher's quite the ingenuitive one of staying alive.
Yeah.
One raises a brow.
But they haven't crossed my path, And they never ended up here.
Good to know. That means they're home. They're safe. Good. I'm
Well-
gonna regret this, but what do you need done?
What do I need done? You're asking to make a deal with me?
Yep.
What do I need? What are you asking for in the first place, is the question I need to ask myself. Or ask
Safe
you.
passage home for me and my friends.
Safe passage home. Well, I can't stop the gatekeeper from attacking you. But I can fudge the rules of death a little bit. She looks at Minth and Borman. You, hog person, are you willing to also make a deal?
Yes.
And she kind of looks over at Minth, and I'm sorry, but your soul is already spoken for, as I'm sure you know.
Right.
If you die at the gatekeeper, I can push you through to the material realm through your death. But then after you die, you'll work for me. I use many souls who are going to pass on to the astral plane to help me with my work. And if that is to your liking, well, I think we can make a deal. But she looks over at Minth. But for you, I'm not so certain. You're a fiend. And once you die, your soul and your body go straight to a different realm of existence. So for the sake of your friend, do everything you can to survive.
Understood.
Any means necessary. Gotcha.
All right. She reaches out a hand. And you see now that her hands are bony and fleshless, extending it to the two of you for Alex and Borman. Do we have a deal? You get this feeling. You get this slight tinge of feeling of I'm making a deal with something greater than myself. But it's not malicious. Being a celestial herself, it feels like a sign of gratitude. It feels benevolent. Sure, there are many gods of war and evil and things like that, but a celestial of this kind, one whose job is to pass those on to the next world, it's nice that you'll know what happens to you, that things will be okay. But it's up to you to make the deal.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger. I'm gonna slice the palm of my hand. And in Celestial, I'm gonna say, as the blood flows through my veins, as the blood flows through my veins now, so it shall stop in your name. I'm gonna
She-
shake your hand.
She kind of like she shakes your hand and it's a nice firm grip, and you feel something on your soul tug.
Yep.
But she's like, that was very unnecessary. As she stands up and goes to wash her bony hands off. I appreciate the gesture. But I normally
Well-
don't have to deal with blood very often.
I am a necromancer signing my soul over to the goddess of death.
And she comes back with a clean bone hand and offers it to Borman.
Ormond shakes it politely.
It was a blood vow. You have to make those to the Raven Queen.
I know. But you're also in a different plane of existence, where you're speaking with them one-on-one.
Look, I'm following Earth laws, okay?
That's absolutely fair, Matthew.
The reason Alex is so depressed right now isn't because he failed, it's because he just made a deal with the goddess of death. His whole goal is to cheat death.
He just. So over
You made a deal to cheat death once.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be a problem, man. I could end up taking level into Warlock because of this.
Both of you could.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Mitt's kind of got out of this scot-free as long as he doesn't die.
Eldritch Blast.
So
Here's the thing. I actually can't multi-class into Warlock.
Really? Oh, because you don't have enough charisma?
You have to have 13 minimum to multi-class into it. I have a 7.
Oh, then I can't either. I have an 11.
Wait, is that how that works? Because if that's how it is, I need to check some things for my campaign.
For most multi-classing stuff, you need specific stat requirements.
Ability scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
Oh,
if it's
no.
their DC thing, it doesn't matter.
But like for this, you still can, because you've legit. This is a story-based deal with a otherworldly patron, and there is a UA Path of the Raven Queen Warlock.
Dude,
So,
I kind of want to multi-class into that. That sounds fucking sick.
oh man,
And I could do it.
Too bad your soul's already signed over to the devil.
technically, Jazz, you could multi-class to the Fiend Warlock, and without any other like preconceived stuff like this.
Because Mint already technically has a sugar daddy.
Fiend Warlock.
If Mint is willing to give me one level, I can technically summon her back to our plane of existence.
Does that mean I become a warlock?
No, it means you become my familiar.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, like the deal is you're still gonna have to fight this thing because one of you
Yeah.
still has a chance to die. That's what's happening. Like,
Yep.
yeah. But
You
yeah,
know where we're gonna find the gatekeeper.
your captain has already offered you passage to the portal. He's there.
I have an idea.
Jazz.
What if I just sneak past the gatekeeper?
That's not a terrible, like, that's an option. That's a
If that doesn't work, I'll just yeet your ass over.
That's what I was planning on, to be honest with you.
what, Matthew?
I said that's what I was planning on, actually. I was gonna cast invisibility or greater invisibility on you.
I see. Anyway,
Toe on over to the portal, and then Borman and I die.
there's
Wow.
many ways you could do this.
Alrighty. Spell gonna get you alive.
I was right. I was right about certain spells that this thing has. Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
So, yes.
I'm lagging in and out of this call a lot. I hear half of what Jacob says, and
Well,
then
we can
it
hear
drops.
you just fine.
That's annoying.
So, that's not that big a deal. I was saying something out of character anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, she smiles. Like, her face is flesh. Like, she has a beautiful face. And looks at the time, and you see instead of like it's a horizon clock and not a normal clock. And she smiles. You're not leaving soon. Please, have a seat. Can I offer you some refreshments?
I'm going to go ahead and take a seat and very politely take a cup of tea from her.
She smiles. The tea is this ethereal, like, blue, misty color. It's very interesting. Do you take a drink?
Yes.
You drink it, and it is the
Chamomile with glitter in it.
it is the warmest memories from someone else. You see a memory of a father hugging his daughter for the first time. You see, and it skips through this daughter's life until she gets married and the father handing her off as a bride. And it's just these warm memories that you know it's someone else's, but it tastes and feels so good.
Ooh.
And as you all sit down for a short, if you sit down for a drink or a bite, pretty much the moment you finish with whatever is offered to you, the clock snaps to the horizon. And she looks,
Oh.
well, look at the time.
Hold on. I gotta roll 46s.
Oh? Oh, yeah.
Oh, because this is a stress technically.
It would be
Yep.
a technical short rest.
Hey, 15.
Might as well
I got
roll those 2d12s.
15 of my health back.
Mhm.
Will be all my hit die.
I'm still not back up to full, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink one of my minor healing potions.
Depending on what spell slots you have left, you can get both of your 4th level spell slots back, or you could get a combined total of 8 level spell slots of any of your other spell slots you've used up.
Is this counting as a
I
short
only
rest?
used the 2 4th, so.
But what about the ones from the last fight?
Those came back along with the short rest we took previously.
You only used enough to get for 8 levels? Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because I only used 3 spells.
Oh, I guess you did.
Yeah.
What up,
I
Jazz?
used 2 first level spells. I used 2 second level spells and a 3rd level spell.
Okay. What up, Jazz?
Is this counting as a short rest?
This would be a short rest.
I'm gonna get my last 2 health points back from my... And it's with con, right?
It's without con, actually.
Oh, without con.
Yeah.
Well, let's not put a negative modifier on that.
Oh, there you go.
I drank 2 of my minor health potions.
All right.
In addition, because I need as much health as I'm gonna get.
And you're left to go back to the boat.
Let's go.
You get there, and the captain and Titanus looks at all of you, and he's like, "Hi. I see we're continuing on our journey."
Yep.
Sure are.
Sounds right. Well, continue to man the stations all of you were manning last time.
You're hard, Captain.
Yeah. Damn it!
Yar har, Captain.
He kind of just gives you this look. You bastards. And goes to man his station at the wheel. So we're going to do 4 of these checks that you did last time to get through. And the first roll, doesn't matter what order. Everybody go ahead and do, Constitution, Dex, and Strength based on who ye is.
Are they
Is it
saves
just
or
pure
checks?
strength or
They're
is it
checks.
athletics?
Okay. Just making
It's
sure.
pure strength, John. It's a check.
Okay.
1.
All right.
Oh,
Jazz is, oh my god. Jazz climbed up to the crow's nest, ironic, to go and fix things, slipped, and instinctually, to catch herself, pulled her dagger out to stick it into the wood of the mast, but instead cut a swath down the entire sail
Oh.
before hitting
Bending
the
is not
deck.
gonna fix that.
Before hitting the deck.
Oh.
Jazz, because he only probably fell about 10 feet after that. You only took 1 hit point of damage that time, but you look up and you're just like, oh, fuck.
I think I just took like 1d6 of embarrassment damage. Fuck.
Yeah. That's a 1. Matthew or Alex and Borman, as the sail is fucked up right now, your next rolls will be at disadvantage, as it affects the entire boat. Alrighty.
Wouldn't mine be an advantage since I have more time to see the the wave coming? Now that we're not sailing as fast, or
It's less you see it coming and more the boat doesn't have the best way to avoid it now,
I see. Okay.
as it can't catch as much wind.
Okay.
So I'm going to have Alex and Borman roll theirs first before Jazz starts to fix it, because they have disadvantage.
8. Fuck
Ugh,
you. Fuck you,
Yick.
Jazz.
Fuck you, Jazz.
Sorry.
Okay. Borman is a fucking steadfast miracle worker. Matthew, the boat rocks you a bit, and you take some bludgeoning damage from the force of the waves.
And this woman's busy repairing the sail.
This will be that. You take a 5 bludgeoning damage from the force. It's more of you taking on the damage from your magic. And Jazz, now roll me your dexterity check to fix the sail.
Am I also at disadvantage?
You're not, because that's why I had you roll last, because your job is to fix it. You know what the issue is. All right. You get the sail fixed up about halfway, because that was a bad cut. And instead
21. Fuck you, Jazz.
instead of a disadvantage for the rest, they will take a negative inspiration die of a d6. So basically,
Subtract the d6 from
yeah,
whatever we roll.
subtract a d6, yes. This is more of, and you know what? Nah, should I do that to Jazz? I think I will do it to Jazz too, because it's a morale dampener.
I would say it's more she fucking did it. Why are we being punished for what she did and she's not?
Because it affects the whole boat. Anyway, so go ahead and roll me. This will be your 3rd checks for this. Doesn't matter what order this time. All right, Matthew. Matthew,
6.
that's a 15. That's still really good.
I know. I can do my job if y'all let me
9.
do it the first time.
Alrighty.
Samantha 9.
And John's. Oh. Oh my god. So, okay. Matthew.
So, yeah, you kind of fucked us a little bit.
Matthew, you're fine. Jazz, you are able to patch up most of the rest of it in that time. So you're gonna dampen the effects even more from that. And John, you stumble. You stumble and knock over a bunch of things that can roll, and
Oh.
you get bludgeoned a bit from this. This is pretty bad. You take that's not as bad as I thought it would be. You take 4 bludgeoning damage as barrels and cannonballs start smacking into you below decks. But because the hold that they had, that they're not stable
Oh,
anymore,
no.
it's shifting the weight of the boat way more than it needed to. So that's another, and so this time it's Borman's fault that you all have disadvantage.
What?
This is still technically my fault.
Do I still have to do the negative inspiration die?
This is
Sort of the
with,
domino effect.
instead of being the negative inspiration, it's just disadvantage now.
Right. 1.
Oh.
Jazz, roll your with disadvantage.
You know what's stupid about this is I keep
9.
rolling 21s for this,
I know.
and then everybody else fucks up. And
John.
negatively
Okay,
impacts
I'm
me.
popping rage for this.
You're popping rage. John,
Negating the advantage.
okay. John popped his rage for this, and go ahead and roll to negate the disadvantage. All right, John, you're able to get things fixed up real well, but you can tell that above deck things are, or not really well, but just enough that it won't fuck everything up. But you can tell above deck that things are not going
I went
great.
to do that thing during Zuko and Azula's Agni Kai where Zuko split the giant
Yeah.
blue wave of fire. And right as I was about to do it, the boat shifted straight up. So I did it and I split the sky, and then the boat just got hit by the spell.
Yeah. Matthew, the force of it fucking knocks you to the ground.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure it did with a natural 1. Thanks, John.
and you take 10 bludgeoning damage as you go
I'm
flailing
being
across
beaten
the
up on this
ground.
boat, and I still gotta fight a
Oh.
fucking gatekeeper.
And
Oh,
Jazz.
you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Alex?
What?
Remember the City of 5 Centuries?
No. You know what it would be if it were the City of 5 Centuries? It'd be
What?
my fault that I'm dying.
But
this time I'm dying because of you idiots.
And Jazz, you're able to repair it, but because of the rocking of the boat and the big wave that hit, you hit the ground hard.
I'm
and-
getting hurt.
oh, you
because
also
Jazz
take
fucked
10
up a
bludgeoning
sail.
damage.
You tripped and fell.
Oh.
Why'd I pick the most dangerous job?
Oh my fucking god. Shouldn't have Yara. But you all make it to a flat island, not one with a mountain on it, with a giant gate in the background. And the captain, Titanus, walks down. He's like, "Well, this is your stop," and he helps you all up and stuff. And I can't blame ye for not being quite seafaring. I did pick you up while you were stranded, after all.
You know, it's weird, Captain. I thought that I was gonna do really well on some of those, and then just my balance would get thrown off randomly. I don't know what's going on. Like, the form was right.
He kind
Don't
of
at me, Alex.
he kind of points to the sail.
Really?
And I don't-
look at Mint and just go, fucking really?
I don't know what happened down below deck, but I felt a big rocking down there too.
I'm gonna walk a shame my ass off this boat now.
I'm trying to get you home, and this is what you're doing.
Like,
I
wings
just
tucked
pick up
back,
Alex.
head down, walk of shame.
You
I just
fucking
pick up
kidding
Alex
me
with
right now?
Carry.
Alrighty.
Let's just go.
And the 3 of you get off.
No, we're gonna talk about this.
No, I don't want to talk about
Put
it.
you down here. The 3 of you
Alex
get,
is still in a fireman carry.
and
You look
you
me
think
in
you
the eye
can't
and explain to me why I got beat up.
you think he can't stop he can't not talk to Jazz while he's in a fireman's carry? Like what? Wherever
You
the
owe
lost-
me a potion. You owe me several potions.
But
Hold on, I'm gonna drink one of my potions real quick if that's okay.
Oh, you're gonna drink a potion, huh?
Would you like a potion, Alex?
Give me all your fucking potions. I got beat up because of you idiots.
Hold on.
Do y'all know how hard it is to concentrate on a pure wave of Arcana? And then to have that shit tossed about because your idiot crewmates can't keep shit steady?
Jesus
You
Christ.
get it, yep. Anyway, Mints will toss Alex greater potion.
How many is that?
That's the 4d4 plus 4.
44 plus 4.
Oh my god.
I would have left it like that. Oh, where's the rest of them? And it's just like, that's it.
That's it, I promise.
I promise.
But as all
I'm
of
down
you
2 health, but I guess I'll make it work.
as all of you are talking on land and stuff, you hear in the back of your minds, or in deeply in your minds, it is you from the
You
material
wait just a
plane.
goddamn second, all right? Now you
Whoa.
Have
Why the
come
fuck did the ship
to
tip over?
my domain. He's just like, he's continuing to talk, but Alex is just like, this motherfucker over here fucked up.
You mean to tell me you cut their sail in half and you unsecured all their barrels and cannonballs? They're giving us free passage.
I
Not
didn't
my
mean
How'd
it.
y'all manage to fuck this up so bad?
I tripped.
Oh, you tripped. Oh, I'm so sorry you tripped.
Silence!
You're on a boat. No, you shut the fuck up. This conversation is happening right now.
Alrighty. Cool. Sounds great, Matthew. I love how you're doing that.
We're gonna die, and it's gonna be Matthew's fault this time.
Oh, now it'll be my fault.
Hey,
Finally, the first bad thing
Hey.
that happened this time is
Hey,
gonna
hey.
be my fault.
hey, Matthew.
Yeah.
Evil.
Give me a second. I need to look up the spell 100 just to make sure. Oh yes, that's that. Okay, you're gonna be taking a second level guiding bolt. As you have been
Safe.
backsass. I need to roll for it.
I thought guiding bolt was
No,
a...
it's a spell attack.
Okay.
But you have been backsassing the gatekeeper, and
How long was our short
I
rest?
missed. Your mage armor is probably off by now.
You didn't miss.
Oh, I didn't miss. Okay. Oh,
No.
okay.
You met.
It's a sec. I'm gonna have to give me a second. I need to mark a slot off. And
Actually, you know what? No, you miss. Shield.
okay.
Just the middle
Either
finger.
way, it whiffs. Wait, I think since it's a spell attack.
Or like the shield blocks it.
Yeah. The shield blocks it.
Mage hand uppercut to the dick.
I said a damn minute.
Okay, but yeah, so what is this gatekeeper exactly?
You hear the growl. Nobody's looking to. All of you are arguing amongst themselves, and there was a blast. And Matthew turns, be like, "And now wait just a damn minute," and you see it. And it is. Did I fucking also bring the egg to normal? No, I didn't. Okay.
Oh shit.
You see it. It is a large, a huge celestial being. Of
Flashbacks.
of
Flashbacks I don't want to have right now.
epic proportions, and
That's gargantuan.
it's huge.
I
No,
thought gargantuan was 20 feet by 20 feet.
sorry, you're right. Because huge is 3, but still, it's supposed to be huge. And it looks at all of you. You have crossed into this realm unwarranted. I don't care what deals you've made with gods. You did not come here with my acceptance.
You think we wanted to be here? We've been trying to leave this whole time. That's why I was using Dimension Door, buddy.
We didn't ask to be here.
If I had my way, we'd still be on Earthrealm right now. But instead, I blasted a big fuck off undead dragon with a lightning bolt, and now I'm here.
It is
We-
the messings of those in your realm that caused you to be here. You will take
But
the
they're
punishment
from
for their
your
step.
realm. They're celestials.
Silence.
We didn't want to
because
be
I'm
here.
right. No, fuck you then. All right,
I
fine.
will not take this from a lesser being.
We don't even want to be here. We didn't ask for this.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's literally
I know.
Mint.
I know. Everybody roll me initiative.
While Minth was saying something,
Yeah.
or while Minth was yelling back,
Ow.
I'm just gonna cast Greater Invisibility on her. So she just disappeared.
Okay, that's fair. Everybody roll initiative.
Yep.
Wow. What an asshole.
Right.
I got an 8.
Initiative. That's dexterity. Bye.
Ooh,
I got a natural 20.
That's cool. So far, I'm last. I'm probably gonna stay last. Yep.
You
Yep.
don't even want to be here.
Oh, actually,
Enough of your
I had
lies.
advantage.
Oh, what the fuck?
Enough of your lies.
Gets hit by a lightning bolt, gets struck by Borman, Min stabs it in the calf. Oh, what the hell?
Alrighty. Yeah, Matthew. It's your turn first.
Cool. I have to look at a spell right quick.
Oh yeah, man, you should probably
Alrighty.
put something to make sure you know you're invisible.
I should.
That'd be great.
5, 10, 15,
Time
20,
to become as
25,
ninja.
30, 35, 40. And I'm going to
Oh,
cast.
but yeah, man, you're faster than me because even though we got the same roll, you have +5.
Actually, hold on, I need this little.
I can't reach him. I can't. I can't reach him. I guess I'm
can't.
gonna mage armor.
You're gonna major. Okay. All right. Mint, it's your turn.
Right. My speed's only 30. Okay, I'm gonna dash up here.
Should have taken mobile feet, bitch.
Quit.
Yeah,
fucking-
I'm gonna dash and I'm still invisible, so that's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. John, it's your turn.
Shields out.
Okay.
John,
Yeah.
was I smart for doing that? Was I smart for mage armoring?
Probably.
Catching, but I am going for.
Oh yeah, you dashed. Cool.
Yeah, I dashed, and I'm gonna make that bonus action to
Mhm.
knock this asshole down, prone.
It's bigger than you. All right, but yeah, I get it. So okay, are you gonna hit it?
It
Or
didn't stop him against the trees.
yeah, no. You gonna try to hit it? Or wait, you can't. It's if I attack you. Yeah.
Strength with advantage.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think it was a. This is a shove prone, so I think that's like an athletics check.
Oh, okay. So it's part of your. Yeah, it's that.
Because
Figure it
it's
out.
a pushing you knock prone.
Yeah.
Oh. He rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, you knocked him prone. I'm not even gonna like what.
I don't know who's more surprised, Borman or the Kieran.
What?
It falls over and it's just like you.
It ain't carrots. It ain't peas.
It stands up for half of its movement speed. And it looks around the battlefield. You think your invisibility is going to stop me? And it casts True Sight on itself, or True Seeing on itself. And it can see you, Jazz.
Uh,
And it
As a
is-
reaction, to it casting True Sight,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire a magic missile into its eye.
Okay. All right.
Because
Cool.
of my ring.
So go
So
ahead.
just as it's scanning for Jazz, just right in the eye.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah,
You
it's
hit
3
it for
damage.
3 damage. -3. It closes its one eye and it looks at Jazz. I still see you.
yeah. Take a picture, buddy. Sorry.
You think a picture is what it's
is a
gonna do?
picture? What is a picture?
I'm more surprised.
Did I?
Is it just flipping it off at this point?
I have no time for paintings.
I totally forgot to write down its attacks. I gotta look that up real quick. How did I do that? 5e. But yeah, it's turn still as I'm trying to fucking find the stat block for it as I'm retarded. Oh, there it is. How did I not write all of that down? Okay, well, it is okay, interesting. It's gonna stomp with its hooves once on John and twice at Jazz. And then it's gonna do a horn attack at John. Ooh-wee. So first I'll do Jazz's 2, and then I'll do John's 2. So Jazz, 20 and a 21.
Yeah, those both hit.
And then John, a 26 and I missed the horn.
With that horn miss, he's knocked prone.
Yeah, well, he still stomped you first, so
Yeah, I know.
cool. You're gonna have advantage on the next attack. Plus. So Jazz, you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and John takes 6. All right, Matthew, it's your turn.
My turn.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm counting
I'm
the True
going
Seeing
to-
as a legendary action, by the way. So I'm just gonna tell you that right out.
Is the portal within sight?
The portal's within sight. It's yeah, it's not that far behind him. It's probably the edge of the map, I would consider. Suddenly, this tree disappeared. Anyway.
Now you see her? Now you don't. Dimension door over to the portal.
You dimension door. Yeah, you could do.
I'm not trying to do anything tricky with it, so it's
Nope.
just a teleportation.
Because you can't teleport into the portal, Jazz is just there now.
I'm teleporting to both of us. We both went there.
Oh, yeah, you're not in the
Because dimension
portal,
doors-
but you're
I know,
right
we just
outside
added
of it.
it.
Okay.
And then for the rest of my movement, I'm going to free action, turn around and say, "Come on, Borman!" and just jump to the portal.
It's
I'm
gonna
out.
it's gonna use
I'm not doing this.
it's gonna use one of its legendary actions as a reaction to that, which is only casting Sacred Flame, so that's not a big deal. On you, Matthew.
Is that a check?
It
I think that one is a check.
I believe it is a save, yes. But let me look it up real quick. 5e.
I think it's wisdom.
Probably. Dexterity saving throw, actually.
Oh, it's dexterity saving. throw.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not so bad. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, well, that's not too terrible, because it's only 2d8s. But you still just get, like, blasted a little bit. You're just like, fuck! As you take some radiant damage.
To the portal. Alex is gone.
Alex is out of the fight for now.
I accidentally put him somewhere I can't reach him.
I can't
Can
reach
you
him
hit undo?
either. Can you hit Control Z?
Control Z. Nothing happened.
Oh, Jazz got moved.
Mint's gone.
No, she got moved down. What the fuck? I think I know how to do this. Give me just a second. I gotta pull Matthew out of the ether.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Green Lantern's got
Oh
this.
no, it only went down. Green Lantern's got this as he's stuck in the ether.
Oh
Yeah.
no. I know what you were trying to do. It only extended down.
It only extended it down. Matthew, you're stuck.
You have to do Control Z or something. I don't know.
I'm pressing Control Z. Nothing
It's
is
not
happening.
working, and if I hit Control Z, it puts Mint back, and it changes.
It made
Oh.
Corin. It made the keyring big. What?
Yeah.
Stand by technical difficulties.
No, Matthew's just gone. We'll fix that later. We'll fix that in the different page.
I'm off the map anyway.
Yeah,
So
you're
whatever.
out. So
I made it.
Doesn't really matter. Alrighty. Yeah.
I would have taken Borman, but he can see Mint, and Borman has higher AC.
Mint. It's Mint's turn.
I'm gonna flash a backwards peace sign at the Kieran and jump through the portal. Fuck that.
Yep, you're out. Mint
I'm done.
and Alex are
You
out.
know what's funny about this?
What?
You're prone, bitch. Dash for the portal.
Yeah, pretty much. No, you guys did it correctly. You evaded and avoided. That's fine. You hear its as you're going through the portal, you hear its telepathic roar, as it in anger of you broke the rules of the realm, whether or not you let it wanted to or not. It was going to take you down, but the portal was open. I just forgot to close the portal. So, yes, you beam out through. It's like the Bifrost as you are getting sent down to the Earth realm, to the material plane.
Behind you.
Ding. And all of you land in something. You're not quite sure what you're seeing. What was the place you would have thought to go to? What was your first thought?
My thought was home, so Alex is home.
Alex says home. Home.
Home. The one he's not supposed to ever return to.
Where was Borman's thought? Is this the home that you did the parlay in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where would Borman have thought to go to?
Probably back to the orphanage.
Because that's where we were all supposed to meet up when it was done, is back to the parlay house.
Yeah. Jazz.
Oh, that's true.
No, this is where your thought is to go to.
Oh yeah, in his state of mind, yeah, I opened the orphanage.
Yes. Jazz, what would be Mint? Her thought to go to.
So Mint is still on the track of mind of I'm going to confront Tessa.
So you go
and
to
figure out
you would
Abigail's office, actually.
Yeah, Abigail's office. You would end up at the NHQ. All of you are separated, but you're not quite sure what each of you are seeing.
I'm hoping that all of you made it out.
You're hoping. I'm gonna do because Matthew
Alex surely doesn't know. He
Yes.
went to jump through the portal and got hit by a sacred flame, so he doesn't know if anybody made it out.
I would say
He got
that
set on holy fire.
I would say that Matthew, all of you who you started in a building, so you wouldn't see the outside immediately. You'd all be teleported straight to the inside of the building that you thought of. And Alex, you stand up and you look around your home, and there's nobody there. There's supposed to be people here. There's supposed to be two sides of people working together. And
My cloak is trashed because of the fire, so I'm gonna take it off.
You change your
throw it
cloak.
down. Not even changing. I'm just taking it off and ripping the fragments of it off and throwing it on the ground and just walking outside.
And you step
Like, where the hell is
outside.
everybody?
And you see it. You see chunks of land from many different locations you've been to, torn out of the ground, swirling around each other in a vicious, violent storm.
What the fuck?
You didn't realize, you didn't know, you didn't feel the land you were on moving around. But you're here, alone. But you're seeing the 5 cities. You're seeing the pieces of the illuminated forest. You're seeing pieces of Hammerclasp, the city that the NHQ was in. You even see a chunk of land with the Emerald Coats HQ flying around on it. Everywhere you've been, you see creatures of energy and power and magic attacking each of the locations. Jazz. Actually, John.
Yes.
John was the next one who said where he was at. Well, you see, you appear in front of a bunch of children and the owner of the orphanage. And they're all surprised, but they're also terrified. As you appear out of nowhere, and many of the children come to hug you as they're happy that you're here. You're here to save them. And they even say it out loud. What's your reaction?
It's just like, who, what now?
You're here to save us, right? We knew you'd come. There's things there's bad things happening outside.
Borman turns to look outside.
You look outside and you see Otto and Gimbo standing at the front door. Otto with a sword, a plain sword and shield himself, and Gimbo with the crown of illusion, portraying an image of Mojigla to dissuade these energy magical monstrosities. I know. And of course, and you see that they're protecting the children against these things. Jazz, you're in Abigail's office, and there's no one in the quad, in the office, in the building itself. As you look around. What do you do?
What the fuck? Okay, so I don't see anybody in the quad, right?
Nope.
I guess I'm gonna head into town and see if I see anything.
You walk into town and you start to realize and you start to see what Matthew had seen. John hadn't quite seen it yet. But lining the streets, like many of the citizens are inside their homes, but you see NHQ and Emerald Coats working together, fighting these magical creatures, these magical monstrosities, beings of energy. You see, you would see, that's who you'd see. You see, fuck, I can't remember his name now. I'm bad at remembering my NPCs' names right now.
Miles?
It's not Miles, right? I'm not talking about Miles just yet.
Okay.
You see Isaac hit with a gun firing at these things. You see Willis and Tessa fighting together as well. A bard playing his song, a ranger firing her arrows imbued with magic. And then in the distance, you see Miles standing up on a building holding something glowing red as he looks out across the destruction. And that's when he does it, shattering the glass, absorbing the magic, and becoming a flame elemental to fight these creatures.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And that's where I'm going to end the session for today.